Good evening, everyone. My name is Five Nights Duelist, and today this is not only the deck profile discussion, but it is showing you the full potential of this deck. So without any further ado, here we go. We'll start off with the monsters. We have one copy of the tuner monster known as the Draco Slayer Pendulum. His effect, whenever he is in the Pendulum Zone, you can destroy the other Pendulum card and add one card from your deck to your hand that is of the same name. And then his monster effect is he cannot be used as a synchro, exceed, or fusion material except if it is of a Draco Slayer. Next we have two copies of the Overlord. His ability is when he's in the Pendulum Zone, you can negate your opponent's Pendulum monsters in the Pendulum Zone. So pretty useful up against Pepe. Then you have three copies of Draco Pendulum Master. Once while this card is in your Pendulum Zone, you can target one card in a Pendulum Zone and destroy it. Then we have two copies of Ceratops. He's basically just a Cyber Dragon. I have an earlier video of explaining what he does. He's basically your Cyber Dragon. As long as you have a DinoMist monster on the field, you can special summon him from your hand. Three copies of Braccio. Whenever Braccio is in your hand, if your opponent controls a monster that has a high attack, you can special summon it for free. Three Stegosaur. His effect is whenever another DinoMist monster battles another monster, you can destroy it and the monster it's battling. Three copies of Rex. Rex's effect is when he inflicts damage, you can increase his attack by 100 and then shuffle one card from your opponent's hand or field back into the deck. And then he gains 100. Or you can tribute a monster for his other effect where he can inflict not only piercing battle damage, but he can attack again. Then you have three copies of Placius. His effect is your opponent's monsters lose attack by 100 for each DinoMist card on the field. Then three copies of Patiran. Whenever it destroys a monster by battle, you can add one DinoMist card from your deck to your hand. On to spells, three copies of DinoMist Charge. It's basically your Tinky of the deck. And whenever a DinoMist card in your Pendulum Zone will be destroyed, you can add it back to hand. Whenever you activate this card, you can search for a DinoMist card in your deck and add it to hand. Three copies of Power Load. Your opponent can activate spells or traps during the turn your DinoMist monster is in battle, and all DinoMist monsters gain 300 additional attack. Two copies of Terraforming. Basically adds the field spell from deck to hand. One copy of Draco Face Off. You choose one Draco monster and one Overlord monster. Your opponent chooses one for you to either special summon onto the field or put into the Pendulum Zone. The other one is put face up in your extra deck. One copy of Limiter Removal. One copy of MST. Copy of Call of the Haunted. Warning, Breakthrough Skill. And the last three copies of DinoMist Rush. Rush is basically a BA card. Whenever a DinoMist monster... well, no, I take that back. You can special summon a DinoMist monster from your deck, but is destroyed during the end phase, but during that turn it is unaffected by all card effects. Which ties in with this card, which allows you to add it back to hand. Then for the extra deck, Paladin, two XYZ Dragons to go up against Monarchs or Cosmo. The ones that can be targeted, you use him for. Then we have Abyss Dweller going up against Mermails or any other decks that revolve around the graveyard. Two copies of the Fusion Draco Slayer because you want to protect your pendulums from battle or by card effect. And then Sky Blaster, so you can get rid of those pesky cards that none of your other cards can get rid of. he can do it for you, just by giving up a Pendulum Monster. Hope you like this deck discussion video. My name is Five Nights Duelist X. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys back in the darkness.